So I wrote a techno song in 1 hour and I live streamed the whole thing. So if you want to check out the full experience, you can go check out that live stream. If you don't feel like doing that though, here's a basic replay of how that went. Is 154 too fast? Are these 154s not the same 154? What we're going to do now is we're going to take a deep dive and critique what I did. So we're going to see some things I did well and some of the things I did horribly wrong. You can stay tuned to the end where I'll play the whole song in full. And by song, I'm pretty sure I have like 50 seconds of a techno song. So not really sure I could consider this a full song. So let's check it out together. Like I mentioned, I'm going to play the whole thing at the end of the video. So stay tuned for that if you want to hear the whole thing all the way through. But for right now, I'm going to kind of start and stop and start and stop and kind of just go through each thing that I did and kind of explain myself basically. So let's start it right from the beginning. Yeah, so basically what I was trying to do there is start the beginning, just, like get the groove set, get the vibe set the tempo, the loudness of it, kind of just setting the theme. And then I wanted to slow it down, which I did there. And the thing is, I was doing this in an hour, so what was easy to do was set a low pass filter and then have that kind of tune out a lot of the sound. But I really actually kind of wanted to also have a high pass filter, so I wanted the, like later on in the song I wanted the high pass filter, but here I was only able to use the low pass. So I could show you that right here with the cutoff. You can kind of see the slope, it's going down. And now it's sounding super faint, almost as if you're like hearing it next door or something, behind closed doors. That's what I was going for. I just wanted it really muffled. And then I didn't have time to do any mixing on the synthesizer track that's about to come up. So it's just super loud for no reason. But this synthesizer part was kind of referencing something that was referencing the fact that it was gonna come back at some point. And these are the levels that are set once the hour hit. So I didn't change any levels. But right now, I'm going to take the liberty and lower it because it's so loud. Seems like it does nothing. Let me just lower the whole... Oh, because this is set. That's why. I gotta lower it from here. Okay. Let's hear now. So basically I wanted the synth part to be the whole thing. Because of the time restraint, it was just basically just the kick drum and the synth, but I wanted there to be a little bit more of a texture there. But the point was I wanted it to be slow, because I wanted the tempo, that as the energy is picking up, I want the tempo to be picking up as well. And then I add back in the rumble part of it. But obviously it's a lot slower. Since at a slower tempo, the sample slows down too. So it sounds really muffled, and again, I couldn't really mix it or anything because I only had an hour, so it's just kind of raw. But the general idea was set. Basically, that's where I wanted the high pass filter. So you see here, I have a cutoff going for the low pass filter. This is where I wanted it to, because I feel like when you do a high pass filter, there's this, the connotation is that something's rising, and the low pass filter, when you put the low pass filter on, it seems like something's dropping, but there's, I don't want to say drop because there's the drop of the song, so something's like lowering, decreasing. So this is kind of where I wanted the high pass filter to be. But again, the time restraints, I wasn't. Yeah, you could go check out the stream and see I didn't have much time left when I was putting a low pass filter on. But let's listen to that again. Yeah, originally, oops, that's not what I meant to do. I had this, I didn't have bass drum here, the build-up. This is kind of like all I had. And I thought it would be sick if we could get in bass drum too, like halfway through it. So that's what ended up happening, obviously. And then here it comes in. I thought that was pretty cool. Kind of still building momentum. And again, I wanted the high pass filter to be on everything. Didn't get around to that. But the the synthesizer, it was supposed to be this whole like, there's supposed to be a lot of what I'm picturing in my head was like a lot of reverb. You know, the tail of the reverb was still going from everything, and then the synth plays, and then the drop. But it just, again, it's so raw still that it's just kind of super dry. And this was the drop, you know, the groove, and I wanted the high pass filter here. I kind of like the reverb tail at the synthesizer. That sounds pretty cool. I thought the groove was pretty cool too. Again, imagine a high pass filter rising here. So let's actually see what that would have sounded like. You know, we could get rid of. Actually, I won't get rid of it right now. But let's kind of go into the EQ. Let's remember what this looked like. Same thing, and we kind of just hear what it would have sounded like. So I wanted the highs to like how much cooler would that have sounded? But again, that's the whole point of the challenge, is that it's supposed to be, you know, do as much as you can within the time frame. So yeah, I thought it came out pretty well. It's you know, again, it was like this is like a rough draft, like just a raw product that then would have needed some mixing. If you want to see any of the specifics of like how I made the rumble, because I did create this rumble myself, I believe. Was this the one I created? Yeah, because I had the buses. Yep, yeah. So I created this rumble myself. I created all the synth patches myself. So if you want to see any of those specifics and see how I did that, you can check out the live stream. If you really don't feel like watching the live stream, then maybe you could let me know, and then I'll make a tutorial on it. But I don't foresee myself making a tutorial at the moment. But if that's something you would like, again, you can let me know, and I can show you step by step how I make the kick rumbles and the synth patches. I will say I do use Omnisphere for the synths. You don't have to. That's just something I'm super familiar with. Alright, so now I'm going to play the whole thing all the way through, and I'm going to leave all the setting on, so you could see the cuts, the cutoff values and the amplitude values, and then you can also see the tempo markings up here, just so you can see everything happening as it's going. Let's just listen through it. much time did we get on that? Let's see. We got a minute. Okay, so it took me an hour to write a minute and a half song. All right. Not so bad, actually. I forgot here that this track, the arpeggiated synth comes in, and it's kind of that was a cool little like transition into the rise, which I thought was cool. And I was just thinking maybe a cool video idea might be remixing this and actually like mixing it and mastering it so that it sounds more cohesive than it currently sounds. That might be a cool idea. Let me know if that seems something interesting. So there you have it. That was my techno song I wrote in an hour. It was actually pretty fun to do, so I'll probably stream it again. Maybe I won't just do techno. Maybe I'll branch out a little bit and do some other genres, like maybe like synthwave or metal or something. So we'll see where this goes. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned for more videos, and I'll see you on the next one.